My friends and I set out on a weekend hike through the dense wilderness of Ravens Hollow, eager to capture some breathtaking shots of the towering trees and mist-covered cliffs. As we ascended deeper into the trail, I felt an eerie presence watching us. I shrugged it off, assuming it was just my overactive imagination. It wasn't until we reviewed our footage later that night that we noticed something disturbing. Amidst our happy chatter and the sound of crunching leaves, there was a faint whispering, a woman's voice. Freezing the video at random moments, we discovered blurred frames of a shadowy figure. A woman draped in white, her face contorted in agony. In the final shot, her dark, sunken eyes seemed to be staring directly at me. Legend spoke of Anna Caldwell, a woman brutally murdered by a spurned lover on the very trail we hiked. Her killer had left her body in a shallow grave, her whispers of betrayal said to echo through the trees. That night I couldn't sleep. The whispers from the footage seemed to play in my mind. Then I heard it, right outside my tent. A wet, gurgling whisper. "David, help me."
I had been training for a marathon and often ran the Ravens Hollow before dawn. This particular morning, I decided to document my run with a GoPro strapped to my chest. The footage was meant to be an inspiring time-lapse, until I watched it back. About 10 minutes into the recording, there was a shriek, shrill and desperate, cutting through the stillness. It wasn't the wind, it wasn't an animal, it was human. When I slowed the video down, I saw a brief but terrifying image. A gaunt woman with hollow eyes, her mouth open in a scream, standing between the trees. Yet I swore I hadn't seen anything that morning. A quick online search revealed that the Ravens Hollow was infamous for the death of Clara Reeves, a young woman who had been stalked and killed by a man she had rejected. Her cries for help had been ignored, and now she relived her final moments through those who ventured too close. The next morning, I went for another run, this time without my GoPro. But as I reached the same part of the trail, a piercing scream erupted from the trees. I turned, expecting to see someone, anyone. Instead, I saw her, and she was running toward me.
I'm an amateur photographer, always seeking out the best landscapes to shoot. When I visited Ravens Hollow, a mountain trail known for its haunting beauty, I was eager to capture the morning fog rolling through the valley. But every picture I took had something wrong with it. No matter how clear the shot, there was always a blurry figure in the distance. A woman with wild hair standing between the trees, her face obscured. As I continued up the trail, I started to feel dizzy, as if something unseen was draining my energy. The deeper I went, the stronger the feeling became. Then, in the quiet of the woods, I heard a soft, mournful sob. I turned, camera in hand, snapping a rapid series of shots. When I reviewed them, my stomach lurched. The last photo showed the woman standing only a few feet behind me, her head tilted unnaturally. Though her face was still blurred, I could see her eyes, hollow, empty sockets dripping black liquid. The legend of Eleanor Ward, the woman who had been left to die in these woods by a deceitful lover, suddenly became very real to me. That night, I deleted every photo. But my reflection in the mirror showed her watching me.
My friends and I are seasoned hikers, never ones to believe in ghost stories. One evening, we set up camp on Ravens Hollow, telling jokes and taking group photos around the fire. When we checked the pictures later, our blood ran cold. In the spaces between us, a pale woman stood, her mouth stretched wide as if in a silent scream. Then came the sounds, a distant wailing that grew louder, closer. The fire flickered violently, casting elongated shadows that twisted unnaturally. We sat frozen until the wailing stopped, replaced by a whisper behind us. "Why do you laugh?" We turned, but no one was there. The air had turned icy, our breath visible in the sudden chill. Without hesitation, we packed up and left. A week later, I woke up to find my phone displaying a picture I didn't take. One of me sleeping, with the woman standing over me. She had followed me home. That night, I locked my bedroom door, but sleep wouldn't come. I heard soft scratching at my window, though I lived on the second floor. Then the whispers began again, just outside my room. "Why do you laugh?" I buried my face under the covers, but I could feel the air grow colder. My phone buzzed. A new picture had appeared in my gallery, one of my bedroom, taken from the ceiling. And there, in the darkest corner, were two glowing, empty eyes watching me. My door creaked open. I couldn't move, couldn't scream. The last thing I saw before everything went black was the woman's twisted grin hovering just inches from my face.
I was only 7 years old when I got lost in Raven's Hollow. My family had taken me hiking, but I had wandered too far ahead, distracted by a butterfly. When I turned back, they were gone. I cried and screamed, but no one came. The night fell, and the forest felt alive with eerie noises. The cold seeped into my bones and my stomach ached with hunger. That's when I heard her. A woman's voice, soft at first, then desperate, wailing through the trees. I should have been terrified, but something about her presence felt safe. I followed the sound, and soon I stumbled upon a small clearing with a stream of crystal-clear water. Nearby, a bush heavy with dark, ripe berries stood waiting. For 3 days, I stayed in that clearing. The woman's whispers guided me, her cries echoing whenever I tried to leave. It was as if she wanted me to stay put. Until, finally, a search team found me. When they carried me back to my family, I told them the truth. The screaming lady kept me safe. She led me to water and food. She never left me alone. My parents paled, exchanging worried glances. No one else had seen or heard the woman, but I knew she was real. I had felt her cold fingers brush my cheek when I slept. I had heard her voice whisper lullabies through the night. Even now, I sometimes hear her wail in my dreams. A warning, or a reminder that I owe her my life.